morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Okay, and yourself?
I am well. I am well. How was your week?
It was good. I'm glad it came to an end. How about yours?
It was busy. More busy than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, really? This is it? This is the end. Like everybody now wanna everything is now. No, no, no. I needed that energy at the beginning of the month, not at the end.
Right.
But otherwise it was good. It was good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, she said happy last Saturday of 2023. Yes, yes. This is it, y'all. This is
Yeah.
it. This is it. Okay, let's get this wonderful party started. Welcome, everyone, to our Saturday morning tea, where we discuss health information, news, education, certification tips, and entrepreneurship. Um, all kinds of craziness. The system, the, uh, being 10 toes down and standing on our business. I love that. I love that saying, standing on your business. But then we also discuss traditional things like the revenue cycle at large. As you come in, don't forget to hit the like button or hit the thumbs up button. I am Clarice Warner. I am the girl with the pearls, the founder and senior education director of the Professional Reimbursement Network, LLC, where coding education is key. And PRN is a healthcare compliance consultancy located in Cincinnati, Ohio, that specializes in revenue cycle and regulatory compliance and education. Now, let me ask you, do you know what it takes to be a certified marketable medical coder? Well, before I introduce my co host, let me share with you a free, how many things are actually free in this world? a free, a free email course on the 5 steps to become a certified marketable medical coder. Are you interested in medical coding, but not sure where to start? And scared of wasting time and resources? Let me help you with the right steps to become a certified marketable medical coder. Learn more at bit.ly/5stepscoder. All right. If you are interested in getting more information about the free email course, make sure you check out the link in the description box below. Yes, you can learn all about how to become a certified marketable medical coder. So joining me today is my illustrious co-host, Mr. Jesse, the registered trademark. Put some respect on his name, the coding nurse. Sir, introduce yourself and tell the folks all about you.
Good morning, everybody, and happy almost New Year. My name is Jesse. I live in Philadelphia. I've been a nurse for 30 years. In 2014, I transitioned into HIM. During the pandemic in 2020, I created a company, the Coding Nurse LLC, where I help nurses and other people in healthcare with a clinical background to transfer into the wonderful world of HIM.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And how's all that going?
So far, so good.
Yes, yes. Look at God. Seeing the opportunity and taking that jump and taking that leap and look where we are today.
There
Look
you
at it.
go.
Yes, yes. All right. So, before we jump in, let me remind everybody that this is a conversation, particularly today. I don't know why that thing is buzzing in the background, but this is a conversation. And so while we bring the topics, we want to dialogue. We want to hear your opinions. Of course, We definitely gonna provide ours. But we also like to know what it is that you think as it relates to the information that we provide. So don't be shy. Join in on the conversation. Your opinion matters and is welcomed here. Whether you're with us or against us, your opinion is still your opinion and it's welcome. So, for my Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn friends who are joining us, please use the chat. If you have a question, please type Q first so that we know it is a question and we don't miss it. So, for those who are just joining us on this last Saturday of 2023 or watching the replay whenever it is convenient for you, today we are talking about Health Information Trends 2023, what stays and what goes in 2024. So we're kind of doing a year-end recap as we see it. But first, good morning, Vicky. Good morning. Good morning. But first, let us get into our church announcements. You already rocking to the you hear the music before I play it? You already
I
rocking,
was
sir?
ready. Yes.
I love it. Gotta put our fingers up. Oh, I forgot mine. You can't get started without Martin. So I was thinking about my content graphic video that I'm gonna put together with the church announcements, and the music is so good. Like I'm a struggle with how long this is supposed to be. I already feel in my spirit I'm a struggle. I'm a struggle, but hopefully he's gonna lead me to what I need to have and how I need to have it. But anyway, church announcements very very quickly. I just want to say, y'all, this is episode 99. 99. I don't know about y'all, but that's a lot to me. Episode 99. We've been doing this for a minute. For a minute. And I'm full because of that. I'm so grateful and thankful for um, just providing an opportunity for people. We've had guests. We've had, of course, my trusty co-host who's been here from almost the beginning. um, just well, been here from the beginning, even before he became like a co-host. But he was in the trenches back when we were listening via audio. I'm just grateful for it all. I think we've done some great work, some fantastic work here. I'm so proud of the work we've accomplished. I'm so proud of the information that we've shared. I'm so proud of the conversations that we've had. Um, I'm so grateful. I don't take it for granted that people are up with us on a Saturday morning drinking tea or coffee or whatever you drink this time of morning. Mimosas, whatever. We should have a mimosa party. Oh, what? See, a different kind of tea for the 11 or for the 100th episode. But anyway, I'm thinking. See, my mind just runs. But again, I am so grateful that you all tune in to us week after week to hear our take on some of the things that is happening within healthcare in general, but specifically health information, revenue cycle, all of the things. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Um, that was really all my church announcements. I didn't have nothing special. I know you do. So again, I had to push you to give your church announcement, sir. Here's my little nudge. Thank you.
Well, before I get into my church announcement, I really just wanted to echo the same point because a lot of people have a negative association with COVID, and I know a lot of people lost a lot of loved ones, but I have to say, COVID really changed my life in a positive
Yes.
way.
Yes.
It really did. And had it not been for COVID, how else would you and I have ever met?
We would have never met. Look at God. Yes, that's
I
true.
mean, all
That's
through,
true.
and especially it's so ironic for me to look at how badly Clubhouse fumbled the ball when they were the number one. They were the number one game in town. I mean, everybody was on or talking about Clubhouse. People were actually going around trying to find out how to even get
How to
in.
get in? It was so at first it was so exclusive. And how to get
Exactly.
in? Like you got the link. You got a link. You got a link.
Exactly. And then they had it and they totally did not know what to do with it.
And that's sad. But that's an
But
example. That's an example of what not to do.
right.
So that's in its of itself is a lightweight masterclass. I always watch people to see what I can pick up or what I need to leave behind. And this was just a great masterclass in that endeavor. I do miss it. I was just thinking about it this morning, like what can I do? Maybe I need to go and investigate and see how we could still try to pull because I miss some of the clubhouse people too, because they would come in and I don't know if it's the anonymity of it all or what, but they would share. They were
Exactly.
sharing. So I do
And
miss some of the clubhouse people as well.
but they made it so that's what like when I say that they fumbled the ball, I mean before it was so easy that once you were in, you were in. It was
Yes.
so easy to go from room to room and find out what it was you really, really wanted to, what kind of content you really wanted to listen to and engage with.
Hmm.
So once they did their format, like pretty much you have to, now you're siloed. You can only you could it's just it's nowhere near what it used to be. But I'm glad that it was what it was when it was, because
Yes.
other than that, we wouldn't have what we have now. And I do know that we are making a difference. I do know that we are educating people. And I've said from the beginning, I'm glad because we have real conversation. Like,
We do.
a
We
whole
do.
there are the revenue cycle is huge and it employs millions of people. But there are very few people who are going to honestly talk about the revenue cycle for real. And I'm glad that we do. And I have a class starting Monday, January 8th
Yay. So where can they find out information about your class?
at thecodingnurse.com. Actually, I have to tell you, I have to send it to you. I created a free it's called Navigating Next Steps for Nurses. I created a free download because people have no idea. Like everybody contacts me. The first thing they say is, "Oh, I want to be a coder." Uh, you really no, that's not what you really want to do. That's what you say you want to do, but that's not what your goal is. That's what you think you want to do. And
Now
then
what is
once
it
I
called?
explain navigating next steps for nurses. And actually, I have on my Instagram page, I have a link in my link tree to the landing page where people can download it for free.
Okay.
And people, so it's not really long. It's about like 7 pages, but it just gives them some more information on what they had to kind of focus them on, just to show them what the differences are for the different positions in HIM and what they need to do.
I'm so proud. I feel like a proud mama. Look, I'm so proud. Oh my God. Yes, yes. So what we gonna do next is we gonna put together a little something something for your navigator. I'm so proud. Yay. I feel like I need to get my camera out and take pictures like when I did the graduation. I feel like I'm so proud. This is fabulous. Yes, yes. Look how far. Look how far. Now it's still pulling teeth to get you to get it. Come on. But yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know it took a lot, but thank you for sharing that in our church
Good.
announcements.
Yeah.
Again, this is our platform to share our information. Share as you please. Don't ever think that this is not your home. Your shoes should be off and you should be comfortable. This is our platform. So share as you need to. All right, all right. Yay. What you say? Great positive attitude, guys. Sometimes things could have hidden blessings. Amen. Amen. To Mr. Jesse's point, COVID was definitely that. Definitely that for us. He said, yes, yes, yes. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel just the sense of joy? And the crafty coder is our on the street correspondent. She has been given a title as well. And so if there are information or things that you need to share, make sure you let me know and I will get those things over to you. Okay, let's get rid of the banner. All right, so let's get started for today. So I'm so excited. It's been a
Oh,
great.
one more
Go
thing.
ahead. Go ahead.
As we move into 2024, I really want the people who are watching or who will watch watch the replay on YouTube. I really want them to think as we move into 2024 to really think about joining the Patreon because we really go deep in the meeting after the meeting about how to create a business like from the ground, like literally. And there's a lot of information that we exchange, and it would really be a good opportunity if you want to make some change in 2024. I would really encourage you to consider joining the Patreon. That's it.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Yes. Joy. I need to put I think the link to the Patreon is actually in the description. But I need to create that'll be on me. I need to put a little thing together. I will do that as well. That will be on my to-do list for this weekend. Yes. So yes, come on in. We talk about and not just necessarily because we're gonna branch into because I've been doing this for a minute now. From coding courses to coaching and mentoring and tutoring for certification examinations to lightweight. Look, when I think about the stuff that I do, lightweight business coaching, some of the things I do, most of the things that you see as far as branding and graphics, I've created those. I found those and put them together and learned how to do a lot of the things. So we talk about some of those things that are helpful, things that I've been to different classes, I've been to different seminars, and in the meeting after the meeting, that's where we dump. That's where we share the information, and so it's a lot of specific information. Again, we talk about some of the topics because sometimes we need some more time. And so we'll talk more about the topics. And then sometimes we pivot and, hey, specific questions are answered, specific things are addressed. So, yes, if this is something and a community of like-minded folks that you want to get in and share with and network with, then come on over into the Patreon. Be a friend. Be a friend. All right, all right. So today we just want to talk again about some of the trends. So let's think about some trends. What are some trends that you think, what 2023 health information trends do you think should just go? Just die off. Peace. RIP. See you when I see you.
HEMA CEU requirement.
Exactly. I want to call it organizational bullying because that's what I felt it was. They
Okay.
was they was straight bullying. That was a bully tactic. Like So this is what we gonna do. We just gonna do this, and you just gonna have to fall in line. We're not gonna talk about it. We're not gonna ask your opinions about it. Here we go. Then once the rumbling start, oh well, wait a minute. Well, we'll postpone till we get more information about telling you, get more information to you about what it is that you're going to be required to do. Not, no, still never know. Let's have a conversation. Never know. Let's discuss it. None of that. This is what it is. Fall in line, soldier. I call that
It was,
organizational bullying.
it was definitely a schoolyard shakedown.
Yes, it was a shakedown. And for those who are with us, please use the comments in the chat. Let us know what 2023 health information trends do you think should go. You can definitely use the chat for that. I totally agree. I also think these fear tactics, and specifically AI fear tactics, stop that. Y'all got these people going crazy, like what it is that they think they need to do, how they need to move. Yes, there needs to be some pivoting, and yes, you really do need to think about your next steps and your career choices, but you ain't got to put the fear of God in folks just to move them. Oh, the machine's gonna take over everything, and the machine's gonna do this, and the machine's gonna do this. Like, really, that should go. um I've been seeing a lot. I have, for some reason, a lot of information has come to me over the past week about the AAPC and what's happening over there as it relates to their new examination format. Well, not the format. The format is the format, but the way in which they are providing the examinations online, and it has been horror stories about what's happening. And so I don't know. I appreciate it because I took my I took my RHIA at a testing center. I want to say I took my CCS-P at a testing center too. So that was a long time ago. So these, I know on a HEMA side, these testing centers has been a thing. Which I was for. I think it's great because you get your results sooner. You know, all of the things that come with a testing center. You know, it's proctored appropriately. You know, all of the things. But you got so many people that want to cheat and cut corners and do all kinds of stuff that I think the AAPC are really doing a whole lot just to avoid those things. But this at home, where you take the test where you're not at a testing center, some of the things that they are required to do, it's like you got to build a whole new set just to take this exam. Folks have been kicked out. Like, this exam, you already come through the door on 10. You know, you on pins and needles. It's very, very stressful. It's a lot. You know, your mind is on all kinds of things, making sure, you know, you're prepared. You're nervous because you've heard all the talk and the chatter and all the things that you experience. And so to then sit down at that computer and have a proctor, oh no, you need to do this, or oh, you need to change this, or no, I can't see your fingers, or oh, you need to clear your, I mean, all of this before, so you flustered and trying to make sure because they can ultimately shut your exam down. It's too much. It's too much. So I don't know what needs, something about that whole process needs to go. It needs to stay over in 2023. I know it's not, but it needs to, because unfortunately, even with their testing centers, they don't have enough centers. Oh, and that was something I saw. I was like, that may be a business opportunity, that, you know, reaching out to the organization and creating a testing center. Entrepreneurship right there. And if you got the coins to put that up and set that up, then why not? But anyway, that because there are some people, they have to travel miles and miles to get to a testing center, and so there may be opportunities around that. So that's another thing. She said yes, it's been a mess on that for AAPC. She says, I do believe that they should do electronic, but hurry and get these centers up and running to avoid all of that. Yes. Yes. Anxiety on gazillion. You can't even focus. You can't do anything. And then you got somebody bothering you about, your testing environment and surroundings. Now, the one thing that I'm nervous about, and I pray they don't go all electronic, is to force people to use those ebooks. That would be a no. I would I would I would have a meltdown, even myself, where they would make them use that ebook to take their test versus using their paper book. Now, what they did take away, and that would be a no for me too. Um, you can't have any scratch paper. Like when I took mine, I could write in my book because we have paper booklets and an Scantron. So I could write, I could highlight, I could be like, this is, help me craft and figure out what are you asking me, because I tell people all the time, make sure you read the question to understand what it is that they are actually asking you, not what you think as you start reading. Oh, they won't. No, fully read that question to get a better understanding of what they are actually asking you. So I would underline and circle and star and all of the things. I can't do that on a computer. I can't do that on computer in time and try. It would be an epic hot mess for me to try to do that now. So Lord knows I'm doing everything in my power to keep my CUs up and my credentials, because that is no, ma'am, no, sir. Yes. And she said, yes, I had to do the teach the teacher with AAPC, and they mentioned getting more centers. I wanted to ask you about that teach the teacher thing. I read something about that in one of their, it's on their website, I think. Something is on their website that I read that they were talking about that. And I know their um, uh, trainers, certified trainer thing, there was something that they were providing for that. But then they were also opening the doors to people who were not certified trainer to do this teach the teacher thing for more people. So I think yes. Eventually they will take them, but for now they are giving free ebooks to everyone. Oh no, I don't. I think that's so bad. I don't like that. Yeah, I know electronically you can highlight or do. I like to write. I'm a writer. I like to see whatever. So that would just be a horrible, horrible thing for me. Mr. Jesse, did you want to?
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not even sure of anybody because I have not heard anybody mention it. But you remember, I think was it this year or was it 2022? AHEMA had come out with, because before you could mark their questions and come back, but they were trying to do something where you
Go
couldn't go
back.
back. Yeah. So I'm just wondering if that's still a thing because I have not heard anybody talk about it.
I thought they had something. I thought I read something that you can like flag it, and you would be able to go back to whatever flag questions that you had. Um I'll look more into that, but I remember seeing something for
Because
theirs, for their
that's the
testing.
way it was before. Because I know I have flagged questions and come back because
Yeah, I think
that's
they had the feature to do that.
okay.
Um yeah,
Because they
I think
should
that
keep
one was
up because that's a test taking strategy. Because sometimes some of those scenarios are too long. You just flag them and come back to later.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but that ebook thing, oh Jesus.
I just
Lord.
because I mean, because all you do with ebooks is you just use Control F for everything, and that's what is that doing?
Wasting your time. Cause then you gotta go through multiple things to figure, wasting your time.
Because then what happens is like if you would have to really you would have to know how to work it because if you wanted to look up, chronic kidney disease, like of course, you know, you index it in the manually by disease, but if you do Control F and put up disease, you know how many diseases are going to come up? Like
Yes.
that's I don't know. I think they need to just leave that. They need to leave well enough alone because
That's
and
so
Crafty
bad.
Quarter
She
says you
said you
can't control that. See?
can't control it. Oh Lord, that's too much. Said yes, you can flag. They did a demo of the ebooks. She got mixed emotions. Yeah, and that I think the ebook thing was an AAPC thing. AHIMA's thing where their testing thing was where the initially you couldn't, or if there was talk about not being able to go back once you saw a question, but there's supposedly the functionality where you can flag those questions as you take your test. Says you still need to know how to use the book. Instructors still have to teach how to use the book. Oh, exactly. I
But
saw something, somebody said something about that in one of their tests, and like, had I not been able, or had I not known how to use my book, it would have been a horrible thing for her test. So one of the questions or something she was talking about, and I was like, well, you should know how to use the book anyway, but okay.
me personally, I'm not a. I mean, because I just for my class, I always buy like I buy the hard copy, but I also buy like the electronic version of the Optum code books. I don't like them because it's too much scrolling, and then you either have to do it really fast and you got to you end up 50 pages down. It's just I just really don't like it. And then people like how in the world do those people, God forbid somebody have vertigo and you because it's a
Yeah.
lot
It's a
because
lot. Arthritis, other challenges, carpal tunnel, any of the things where you doing all. But then put on top of that this time, and you on a time crunch, and so you frustrated and mad and can't get to it. It would be too much. It would be a lot. I
that I
think. I think not understanding the human side of the people that you deal with needs to go away, because clearly folks are not thinking through humanity as it relates to some of these things that they're proposing. Clearly.
no. It's just another barrier. Like you said, as if that process is not stressful enough. It is very stressful taking a coding certification.
Mm, mm, mm.
It should they should be doing things to make the process easier, not more difficult.
Yes. Yes. Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Well, I talked about that too, because folks are going crazy. People. 6 months later, folks are now talking about, oh well, we heard that they're going to be fill in the blanks. Yes, the one thing that they mentioned is having these electronic online exams offers them the opportunity to add different question types, and they're going to take advantage of those opportunities. They were very clear in that,
But AHIMA has
which
had
I'm all for. They've been doing that for years. I'm all for that.
exactly, and I think that the people the people who tend to study for AAPC, because see that again goes to if you know how to code, it doesn't matter what format they ask the question.
Mm-mm.
And that's for people who were taught with the AAPC model where everything is multiple choice. And no, because even when you have fill in the blank, that more in a testing environment, that's also going to be it's going to be a drop down because that's how AHIM has done it forever. You drop down and you select the code that they're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know how to code and you know what you're looking for, it's not a problem.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yep. So I think this is I think part of that is a good thing, because now it provides an opportunity for, hopefully, some of these instructors out here to instruct, to teach, to provide folks with the necessary information they need, not just to be successful for an exam. Yeah, that's important, because that's important, but to get the fundamentals of this profession and how to code. Period. And I know people who are horrible test takers. Horrible. It's something about the initial panic, the fright, the whatever. I don't know. They're just horrible test takers in any test taking environment. But they know they stuff. They can outcode some of the best of them. They'll talk you through it and show you how and whatever, but just horrible test takers. And so they've gotten the foundation. They know what it is they need to do to code any type of scenarios. They just need more help or more time for these types of exams. And I always encourage them, get the ADA thing so that you can get the additional time that you need.
Mm-hmm. Because I know I went to nursing school with a woman like that. I mean, if you ask her anything, she could tell you, but was a horrible test taker. Like
my PhD daughter, oh my God. When she was in high school, oh, I was like, man, were you there? Were you even there? But she knows her stuff. She knows it's smart. You can tell it. They love it. But woo, them standardized tests, and if any standardized tests, at least for her, standardized tests were not her jam. We had to do a whole prep for months and months and months just to get her to get over the fear of, okay, ma'am, you're gonna have to sit down and feel this pressure and all of the things just to get her ready for them. And I know a lot of people like that.
And she had to take her LPN and she went back for her RN. She failed both of those boards initially, and then on a retest she passed. But it wasn't because she didn't know it. It's because she's a horrible test taker.
Horrible test taker. Yep. And you have those. And so, just again, know the people that you deal with and find solutions for that. Find solutions for that.
Definitely.
All right. All right. Any other things that you think should go?
I really want to say computer assisted coding, but that's here to stay.
Unfortunately, yes. Yes, all
But
of that.
but I understand why, because I'll save that for the meeting after the meeting.
Yes, sir. And I'm with you. Even with this autonomous coding thing, like everything, I feel like they're trying to just put everything in this box, and everything can't fit in that box. Everything is not for that box. Here, there are certain things that, oh, this will be perfect for, and use it for that. But some things, why? And now you're gonna force this round peg into the square box, or vice versa? No. So again, using tools is what they are. Using all of this stuff as a tool, not the end all be all. It's a tool, and use it as such. Yeah. Trying to force things and make things do what it needs to do, that needs to go away. If it don't fit, don't force it. Just relax and let it go. Wait, ow.
Another one that's not going to go anywhere, but I'm going to say it because it's my wish list. Outsourcing.
Outsourcing and offshoring.
That's it. Mm-hmm. That's really what I meant. Offshoring. That's a much, but yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just hope that we've done some evaluation, that we've done some, that we've listened to folks, that we've evaluated, that we've looked at the data. Let's start there. Let's look at the data. What does the data tell you about your experience with outsourcing? And then move accordingly. Govern yourselves accordingly.
But here's the thing, though. The way it's set up, they're never going to track the data and they set it up that way so they don't have to track the data, because everything they do gets checked domestically. So even if they screw up, somebody domestically will fix it.
So they don't have something in between before y'all even get to touch it? Like, See, that's a
No.
problem. Because then how can you effectively say this is a mess?
Because what happened, well, I'll speak for where I work. Back earlier this year, they had come out with this. We were gonna. I mean, I'm used to being audited. Every job I had, you get audited. It was
Yeah.
monthly, but where I work, they don't do that. So they were trying to implement that, and when I tell you, it was almost a mutiny. All I needed would have been a parrot on my shoulder and a peg leg, and it was Pirates of the Caribbean. It was about that meeting got heated because they were like, "Well, who's going to audit the people offshore?"
Oh.
so,
Ooh. Ooh. And they never did.
well, they started, and as soon as they started, they stopped.
So that's that
And
head in the sand foolishness right there. Like you don't want to
and,
know. You know, you
and
just
we
don't
know
want to see it in black and white. You don't want to see it. You know, but you don't know. You don't need any proof. You don't need any receipts to prove what the folks have been saying. That's a mess. Miss me with all of that. Miss me with all of that. Again, you're not listening to your people.
mm-mm.
Not listening. Oh, I see. This is gonna be a hot meeting after the meeting. Y'all better get in. Y'all better get in. Oh, I gotta send this. I forgot to send the link. My bad. I gotta send the link. Meeting after the meeting. I will be sending it as soon as we get off. Okay. Yes.
It was in the
You got the
thing.
one for you to come in. I didn't send the one for the people to
Okay.
to view it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was on me. I look out because as soon as I did all that, I shut all this stuff down and I got into bed like night night. All right. Yes.
That's what I would like to see this stopping.
Yeah, it's so many things. It's so many things. Yeah. So what things do y'all think should stay? What things that trends that were in 2023 that should carry over? So what you think should stay? I think I liked the entrepreneurial spirit of those in health information.
Yeah.
I think folks are realizing and recognizing no matter even this can be niched down to your specialty. So I see a lot of opportunity. I remember a friend of mine was working with a healthcare system here, and she was responsible for research. And what'd she say? See, I can't even. She was. She was responsible. She was responsible for research, and she retired. And post retirement, they reached out to her like, "Hey, we need your skill set. We need what it is that you provide for that." And she set up a whole consulting company, primarily for that organization as her primary customer, but that opened up a huge entrepreneurial lane for her, and I was so excited for her and happy because yeah, that went all the way down. Other things that I think should stay, the social determinants of health. I know we've been talking about that for a while, but I think that the pressure still needs to be applied there. I think people need to recognize and realize the importance of that on health outcomes. I do believe that the providers should be compensated for doing their job and understanding and equating or adding the information about the social determinants of health for their patients in their medical decision making. So how they wrap all of that around is it should be part of that reimbursement. So I think there should be more opportunities for them to get that. Yeah. So I think those things should stay. Um, I think um I think understanding, even in the revenue cycle, understanding that it's not just cut and dry and clean, as it is. And I think a lot of organizations realize that in order to maximize, optimize, I know one of them is the bad word, your revenue cycle, you need people. Like you said, there's millions of people that work in the revenue cycle, and for good reason. Spend the money on the revenue cycle. Invest in your revenue cycle. That's a great investment, period. Because it'll allow you to get the money that you're supposed to have and allow you to keep the money you're supposed to have. So
Mhm.
invest in your revenue cycle, even from the beginning, even from that person sitting at the front desk taking the cards and the copays and all of the things, invest to the back end, your denials management, the people who are monitoring and making sure that you're doing what you need to do according to policy, making corrections, all of the things, and in between, the coders, bill, all of the, invest in your revenue cycle. It'd be probably the best dollar you've ever spent, especially, and this is really a plea to some of these independent folks out here in the world. Invest in your revenue cycle. It's okay. You want that dollar, you want to keep that dollar, invest. And invest in your compliance department. Even if it's just a one-off compliance person, invest in compliance, because somebody has to keep y'all accountable.
That's right.
Invest in your compliance person. Yeah. So those are a couple things I think should stay. What do you think?
Oh, I definitely agree because you, you can never go wrong investing in your business, whatever it is. And
Mm-hmm.
you really want to, and especially something that is a business that is so heavily scrutinized like healthcare. Like you need to have people who know what they're doing, just like you said, because it doesn't matter how much money you bill. It's about how much money you get to keep.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody sees that. Like I really think the back end in healthcare is bigger than the front end because it's so many people involved, so many departments. So
This one right here, I swear. And stop being freaking cheap. And they won't have the hair store lady at the front desk that don't have a clue what ability is. Yeah, or they cousin or they wife or they daughter or whoever, just trying to save some money, but then costing you on the back end, especially um if they're not trained or don't know.
you know what I'm curious about because I have not heard somebody's clearly is doing them because I know of one person, two people actually, who had to pay money back. Who is auditing these what you call it, those COVID claims? Like when people were doing the COVID testing, like those CPT codes and making sure they had like the right Z code for paying like those HRSA claims.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know somebody is auditing them because I know two people had to pay back money because everybody in 2020 had a clear lab in 2021.
It was on the OLG work point
But
at one point.
but
But that's a that's not everybody. That's a cursory, that's a let's we think there's a problem, let's validate there's a problem, and then they go deeper. But to your point, um I don't know. I don't even know how, especially at the beginning when it was a free for all, like did they really have the structure in place to be, once they got everything in place to say, okay, you need this, you need to be this, you need to be that, then from that point they should be audited. That stuff before that, they wasn't ready. They wasn't ready. So how you gonna audit that?
well, I, I,
They wasn't ready. Now, if you got caught up in the stuff before and didn't pay attention that things in the game had changed and they put some parameters around things, then yeah, you from that point on. Mm-hmm. Now I don't know I don't know if HRSA has their own Well, we do know HRSA has reviewers that are part of the government contracting lane and world. So I don't know. We need to find a HRSA person.
For real. Because I'm telling you, because I mean, I just know myself. Like you had people, because people were contacting me. I mean, my dag on Instagram and Facebook Messenger was off the chain. I mean, people were finding me, and once again from Clubhouse, and didn't have a clue about what Z codes they should be using, about what CPT codes they should be using, and wasn't keeping any records.
Mm,
I mean, I
mm.
know this one nurse practitioner who just from COVID testing, she said that because at the time I talked to her, they were still doing testing. She said, I just need this to last, like I think she said 2 more months, and she would have made $1 million just doing COVID testing.
Wow. So what are
So
they doing now?
who?
The person or that
Oh,
was
she was a
doing the
nurse
COVID.
practitioner, so they back
Oh,
to
so they back to
doing
regular
regular.
nurse practitioner
Mhm.
work. Okay. Okay. I wonder about the clear lab folks and all that. I guess there's still business there, just not to the levels
No,
of what
right,
was happening with COVID.
right.
Mm.
I mean, because everybody had one except for me and you and
You
the
know,
crafty coder.
we did not have a clear lab. I probably could have put one in my basement though. No kidding. Drive up. We have a whole van, a mobile clear lab. Is that a thing?
Yep.
Is that a whole thing? Yes, yes. She said, and that was the truth. The diagnosis changed so much in 90 days, and you had to go back and correct the new diagnosis. It was. That's what I'm saying, especially at the beginning when they weren't sure and they didn't have anything. I mean, you just had to treat and move, fix and find and figure it out. I mean, but look at what was going on in the world. They didn't even know. Hell, they didn't really know what it was and what was happening and what. So yeah. So it wouldn't be fair to audit those in the beginning. But again, once the parameters got put in place, you had to be responsible to make sure that you were well aware of what was happening. And from that point, yeah, if you kept playing those games, yep, yep. But hell, I think they got some. I think the opportunity for all of that PPP stuff is so much out there. They can get to that later.
They are still talking about that. That is
That's
just
what I said. They can get to that. They can get to the other stuff later. It's mass folks. Um, yeah, there's mass folks being scrutinized for that.
and I guess that makes sense because you have on one hand, you have like a $37 reimbursement times 10,000 people versus, I just saw on social media where this lady an attorney in Atlanta who was already a millionaire stole, like, fraudulently got, I think, 8 or 9 million dollars in PPP money and bought a pink Rolls Royce.
And she wasn't in Mary Kay. No I'm kidding.
I mean,
I know they looking at her sideways like, "What you doing, ma'am?"
but she and had I mean, she legitimately had money because she had a state contract. I think it was a state contract with the state of Georgia for like almost $10 million. What are you doing?
What are you doing, ma'am? God, that's crazy. So yeah, so they got. I mean, I think there's bigger fish over there than it is
Right.
over here. And maybe they'll come back to that because they got some time. They
Oh
got
yeah.
plenty of time. They got plenty of time. But yeah, they got more money over there. And then lastly, um, what predictions? What predictions, if any, do you think? I thought I had one for that. But what predictions do you think should happen, or what predictions do you have for 2024?
I don't have a prediction, but what I have my eye on is this Ahima Actus acquisition. I would love to know what their long range plan is for this CCDS. I would love to know. Love, love, love to know.
I'm just curious about how they gonna play in the box. How's this gonna work? And
I
now with Ahima at the helm, how they gonna play?
I don't know if it's gonna. Well, we know ultimately Hima's going to win because they own it, but I don't think it's going to. I can't see
I don't
active.
know. I don't think it's. Let me say this. I don't. Ahima, the organization may win. Ahima, the member, I don't know. Just from this organizational bullying that we just saw, I don't even know.
But because the only thing is, I'm saying I can't see them keeping both credentials because they're so radically different. Like they really,
Mm.
really are like night and day. And I just
So maybe
can't.
they do something around that. Maybe they do some. Maybe they do something around that.
And I can't see them. And because if Ahima changed, they would have to radically revamp their CDIP exam, and I can't. It would be a major overhaul, and I just don't know if I see that.
Mm.
That's my prediction.
Okay. Okay. Crafty Coder predicts CRC going to boom and more job for Medicare risk adjustment. CMS need they money. Yes, and I believe, but I also believe, and I think I read somewhere that they coming for risk adjustment in the AI world. No, didn't I just say I didn't want to do the fear? But I believe they coming for that's something that they're experimenting with. I'll say
But
that.
I mean, Crafty Coder, I really wish that you were right because there was a time when if you got your CRC, you were gold.
Mm-hmm.
And now what I'm
What is
seeing,
it, 2017,
yep,
2015, 20? Yes,
yeah,
yes. Because everybody was like, oh, you do this, you do this. It was the golden ticket.
I got mine in 2017. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And what the problem that I see is now you have people who are starting to require the CRC and what they call a core credential, like a CPC or a
Really?
CCS-P. Yes.
Really?
There are very few, and there are some that will say you need to have one or the other, and the CRC is listed.
That's
But
interesting because AAPC don't even recognize a core credential anymore. They stopped doing that.
well, they need to tell some of
Because I
these
thought they
employers.
needed to, I thought you should always have the CPC as a core credential before you build. But they turned away from that.
Because my first credential ever was my CRC. Then I got my CCS-P because I was working in risk adjustment.
Mm.
And I was only able to get through in some of those positions because some of the positions I had in risk adjustment, you had to also have a nursing license. So that's how I got in. But
Mm.
um, it's it's definitely, I mean, that is really a worthwhile credential because there's nothing else on the market like it. And nothing else can prepare you because if you have your CPC, you know nothing about risk adjustment. You know
No, you
nothing
don't.
about HCCs, nothing about risk adjustment factor, nothing about the whole concept of trumping. You don't know any of that because that's not the focus for a core credential. It's not even any questions on those exams about it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So
And I don't think, well, honestly, what would a CPC do for you in CRC
nothing. It's
for
just
risk
a way.
adjustment?
It's just a way to eliminate people.
Nothing.
That's all. That's all it is.
If there was something that was specific to diagnosis coding, maybe possibly, but not with CPC.
Because I had a student who just was it last year? She got her CRC first, and she couldn't get a job. So she studied and got her CPC. As soon as she got
And
her
now she's
CPC, she got a job doing risk
wow.
adjustment.
Wow. 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 That's crazy. Crazy.
You know?
Mm-mm-mm. I do predict I think there'll be additional opportunities in healthcare. I think there are some things that haven't even been created that folks haven't even thought through yet. That will come down the pipe that are not AI related, that are human sourced. So I think some of those things will come down the pipe. I predict battle lines are going to be tightened and drawn against this whole MD versus nurse practitioner fight. I predict these states. I predict something. The tide is going to turn in 2024. I believe that, one way or the other.
Hey, because you know it's hard to compete with compassionate sacrifice now.
Yeah, it's hard.
And Crafty
I believe that should be the mantra for 2024.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that in my when I create the graphic, I'm gonna put compassionate sacrifice in there.
Yes. So Crafty
Lord.
Cody says she's going to get her CRC in 2024.
Yeah, she's getting hers into the first quarter. You better go. You better go.
Crafty Coder, I can definitely help you. We have to connect. And then she says she has on her CPB. I got my CPB too. If you want help, I can definitely help you.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Cool, cool, cool. Any other predictions as we are at the top of the hour? Any other predictions folks think about?
I just want to see how some things are going to play out. Because I don't know how it's going to go. But
I know.
It's just I got my eye on a few things because it's just like nobody is really taking the reins because they're not going to ever let you see they're not going to expose their hand. But I know behind the scenes there's some conversations being had about some things. I just want to know what they are.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things. A lot of things. I agree. I just want to sit back and as they said in the original Color Purple and see what color the wild's gonna be. Because I know they're gonna be multicolored.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, all right. She said, what'd she say? There are 2 companies out there that hire for the insurance companies for the CRC. I think that's what she's trying to say. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Well, look at here, look at here. Well, my wish for everybody in 2024 is for health, for opportunity, for clarity, for all of the things. I heard somebody say that they didn't make resolutions because they didn't want to resolve to do anything, but they made commitments. And so they wanted to be committed to something. So in following in that trend, I hope if you decide to be committed to something, that you carry that through for 2024. Yeah, because I love that. I was like, oh, I got some things I need to be committed to. All right, all right. I love that. She said I predict the meeting after the meeting is going to be great. I'm locked in my office today. Hubby is gone. Oh, Lord, nothing crashing and falling and burning today. It's all good. All right, everybody. Well, I want to wish you all a happy new year. Thank you for rocking with us. This was episode 99, and we're going to have episode 100 when we come back into the new year. Get your mimosas ready. Yes, yes, because we're going to do a little celebration. Yay, yay.
That's a perfect number to start off a new year with.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So thank you all. Thank you all for joining the Saturday morning tea or checking out the replay. Was the tea spilled today? Did you think of some things that were either that should stay, should go, or any predictions? Let us know in the comments. We still check out the comments after the show ends. So yeah, place your comments there. Make sure that you follow us for more information on all things health information, compliance, revenue cycle, and medical coding. Mr. Jesse, were you trying to say something?
I'm good. I was going to say I'm going to jot down some of these predictions and some of the things we talked about. We should have a segment where we update it called the Crystal Ball Update and we see how things play out over the year.
Look at you. We will do that. I'll make sure I go through and pull those out as its own little video. Yes, we'll do that. And we can play that video side by side. Like, well, la la la. Yes, I love that. Look, I'm so excited. I love it. I love it. I love the mind. I love the mind. Again, be sure to follow us for more information. And as you leave, don't forget to hit the thumbs up or like button. Make sure you also check out the Coding Nurse channel on YouTube, and check out the Coding Nurse Instagram page, specifically for his link tree that provides you information on his courses, as well as navigating next steps for nurses. So make sure you check that out as well. We'll talk about that at the meeting after meeting. I found out some additional information about Instagram, so we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Again, this has been a great session today. Thank you all for joining, and remember, be safe, be kind, and don't wish for it, work for it. Until next year.
Yeah.
Take care. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.